I think we are live now. Greetings, everyone. This is Burair Ali Hussain from Brainstorming with Brair. Brainstorming with Brair, as you know, is a platform where I invite people from all around the world. And the idea is that the purpose is to learn from them and how the person or and the personality I invite you, I try to learn from them and I invite that people so that you can also learn from them. So today's guest, he's from Vienna, Austria, and let's invite without any further delay because it's already been late. Uh, so I invite Mr. Johannes Linder. Hi,
It's a pleasure to meet
Johannes.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. I have, read something about you, and I have prepared a long intro about you. But I think you should introduce yourself because it would be easier people to understand about you if you talk about yourself and your ventures.
It's a pleasure for me. My passion is to work with kids and young adults to inspire them that they are able to create creative ideas and to learn how to participate in the society. That's my passion, what I'm doing. And I'm doing this now around 20 years. And we have founded several years ago an association, a non-profit association about that. To support this, there is a website where you can find a lot of materials in different languages, also in English. It's called youthstart.eu, where you easily can take something. It's all for free.
That's great. No, most of us in the third world countries and in other countries do not think like you. So, what has made you an amazing personality? What has made you to think it differently? What has made you to think that you should work for entrepreneurship for the young lot that is coming around? How did you do that?
For me, when I started to work and I wanted to work that I create something with value for me and also for someone else. And I did appreciate a lot to work with youngsters. So it was a simple solution that I have the privilege to work with the next generation to support them in their own development. And so I'm a teacher in the school. I'm teaching still 2 classes. I'm a professor at the university teacher college to teach students and a lot of other festivals what we are organizing and a couple of different materials and programs. That's what I'm
That's
doing.
great. That's you have said very briefly, but it has a long journey. I can understand that. So nowadays there is a gush forth of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial programs, and people are rushing to follow the Elon Musk and his mythologies and in its work. So what's the difference between entrepreneurship, business, startups? What is the difference between that, and why people go for entrepreneurial stuff rather than business or rather than startups?
I think it's a very good question. First, to
Thank you.
understand, entrepreneurship is an umbrella. And an umbrella where you find different stages of development. You find young kids, they could use entrepreneurship or some methods of entrepreneurship just to develop their own personality. And when I speak about entrepreneurial learning, we have a so-called trio understanding. We say entrepreneurial learning means, first of all, that you are able to create a creative idea, but you are also able to realize it. The second point is to empower yourself and someone else. And the third one is to see when you are able to create ideas that you are doing something for the community. It's a question of solidarity too. 3 levels. And I like to bring maybe 2 examples to show why is it an umbrella. Maybe there's a small kid and the parents or in the school, they like to support the entrepreneurial mindset. It's something very typical for kids that you like to do. You want that kids are proactive. You can support them with arts that they are developing something, reflect what kind of value did they create. It's not only money-based value, they have the privilege that they can use just a pen and create something based on that, which is much more, have a much more higher value for the grandparents, for friends, and so on. And they can also do something that they see, okay, this is a small thing. We are using small challenges that kids are increasing their own potentials. And Elon Musk did not start with the starting of a large company. Probably he did start with small things. In America, it's very popular to make a lemonade stand challenge where you are selling small things to get a feeling, how get I in touch with someone else? How can I communicate with someone else? This is also a small challenge what small kids can do. And startups is just a variation of entrepreneurship for people who are really starting something. In our understanding, startup would also mean that you have a scalable idea. What does it mean to be scalable? It means that you can increase the sales quite easy. Therefore, it's getting so popular with digital ideas because digital ideas are normally easy to scale up. In contrast, for instance, to a fruit stand, it's very difficult to scale up a fruit stand. Yeah, that's the difference. What is business? Entrepreneurship and business, they have a couple of things common. But in entrepreneurship, you see, okay, there is business education inside, but there's a lot of development of the person inside. And I think it's also the reason why entrepreneurship is getting more and more popular, because we see it's not enough that you just learn business or that you learn how you found a company. That's a business knowledge. It's really important that you increase your mindset, that you get up an open, growth-oriented mindset. We understand there are two different mindsets. There is a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and the fixed mindset is a mindset where you see the limitation, and the growth mindset, they are seeing solutions where I can find a way to solve a problem and a challenge. And it's important to develop this, because when you start up a company, you need to have this mindset. Otherwise, it would be getting really risky for you, and maybe you fail, because it's not enough to have business knowledge. It's not enough to start a company. It's important also to develop their own attitudes. That's the difference and the common aspects.
And that's great. Great answer. So, what do you think? Everyone has a pain. Like Napoleon Hill said that you must have a burning desire to achieve something, and I have seen a lot of times that Elon Musk is crying just because he want to achieve something. He failed so many times, but he has a pain in his career, in his life. That's why he achieved a lot. So what's your pain point, and what is the thing that let you do all the work with young entrepreneurs?
Honestly, I do not really believe that everyone needs to have pains. It could be that you have this because, of course, there is not always only a positive development. But to be honest, normally we appreciate much more to see the nice things in our life and to appreciate them, and because they give you energy to solve problems which you maybe have. And I think it's something very normal when you are in a problematic situation that you think on something what gives you energy. Another person, some nice experiences which you had in your past. Everybody needs this, that you overcome a difficult situation. Yeah, I think that's something very easy to see this. And of course, sometimes the circumstances, the environment makes it very difficult for you. And sometimes you fail because the environment is pushing you down. I think a couple of young entrepreneurs have now problems with COVID-19, and this have nothing to do with them. It's the environment which is destroying some ideas at the moment.
So my next question would be that nowadays, because of the COVID, things have been changed, and we have been. I mean, the whole education system of the world has been vulnerable, and people are starting to seeing a lot of problems, hiccups in the education system. So, who do you blame? I mean, do you want to blame educate the governments or the any? What are the authorities do you want to blame for the poor education system and the standard that we were going through?
Honestly, I think it's a very complex question. I think that the education system is normally a result of the development of the whole society. If the whole society has a level which is that they are able to invest money in the education system, then an education system should develop. And of course, I think we all know that sometimes the development is missing, and we would appreciate if there is more development for that. And also, we have to see sometimes an education system is the effect you are supporting it or you do not supporting it because you do not want that some groups in the society have a good development position, because education at all is the key of positive development for yourself, because there you are learning a lot of skills. There you have the possibility normally to develop the attitudes that you can go on. And if you are not learning this, then you are missing something very important. Then you're missing then for the next steps in your own development in the society. I think it's very complex to answer this question.
Yeah, I know. I can understand that it's very complex, but I think that and the upcoming generation has to understand this and take their step by their own selves, because no one will help you, or no one will help them. So my next question would be that in the upcoming situation, uh, because education and entrepreneurship is all about liberation, is all about empowering others. But people, there are certain kind of people who want to control, who want to subjugate others, and they are happy with that because employee system has been very popular in our society. So how do you control this thing, and how do you change that mindset from so that people can empower others?
I think entrepreneurship is probably not for everyone something what they appreciate, but normally we need entrepreneurship in all fields of the society. People who have new ideas, we need them in business life, we need them in arts, in education, in all fields of the society. And in all fields of the society, from time to time, you will have barriers, which new ideas have to go through. From the leadership aspect, of course, you will have some leaders who do not appreciate if someone else have his own opinion and his own solutions. But normally and honestly, it makes your life much more easier when you have the privilege that you in your environment there's a lot of people with an entrepreneurial mindset, because when they have the same objective with you, they are different employees too, and different participators in a movement that you can go on, and you need not all the time to say what they exactly have to do. That's in my opinion, this makes you really boring when you have to say every day to each person what they exactly should do. This sounds for me not like a very nice labor environment.
That's good. So there are sustainable development goals suggested by United Nations. So what do you think? There is a SDG 1 that is about poverty, and SDG 4 that is about education. So what do you think, how what should can we solve our problem of poverty through pursuing education?
In my opinion, there are always different reasons why poverty is existing. Some of them you can solve with education. Some of them maybe not. And I think if you empower an individual person with some knowledge and with some attitudes, then very often they can find their own ways out of poverty. But of course, there from time to time you will also find limitations that you as an individual, it's very difficult to jump over them. I have the privilege to live in a society where I do not feel that this is existing anymore. But of course, we are in different stages from time to time in our society. And sometimes, in some stages, this is a really very difficult situation. But honestly, if you are an educated person, it makes the life normally much more easier.
Okay. So have you developed anything for the elder people, like the parents? Because in your website, I have seen that it's a great, I mean, it looks great. Everything has a different section there. There are different section for entrepreneurs and students who wants to do something else. But have you developed any program for the elder ones, for the parents? Your voice is not good. I mean, I cannot hear
Um,
you. Yeah.
yeah, we have developed something for kids and for parents. We have developed something for kids with this. We are starting normally with the age of 5, 6, and when they are getting older. And I like you asked me that I should show you a book which I like a lot, and I want to show you one book. That's a kids book, and it's a kids book which parents and grandparents can use because there you read for your kids, and it's about entrepreneurship in widest context. This one is about your own feelings, and this one is how I can understand what someone else would need, and to make a small project. And that's something what I really like these books, because it shows the parents from kids that we are not doing anything bad with the kids. We are doing them to empower them, that they learn this. And normally the parents and grandparents are always very enthusiastic when you realize this, because they also like to be involved, because in particular for the young kids, parents take a lot of responsibility and try to support them much more than in contrast when they get a bit older, because when they are a bit more independent. And in this age, I see that kids really are very proactive, and when you support them a bit, they can develop me normally in a very easy and cool way. And so we are doing something for parents too.
Yes. So the book is available on Amazon too, or not?
This book is on the website available. You can download it for free,
Okay.
and you can download
Okay.
it in several different languages.
Okay. Okay. So
And we made
let
also some
me.
small movies which you can use when you do not have the book. You can use the movie, and the movies is explaining you also the story. You can use this on mobile phone and so on.
Okay. So this is your website. Can you see my screen?
I do not see your screen, but I see your screen, and
Okay.
the link is correct. Yeah, you do not need the English version. It's automatically choosing the version which the website is believing that you understand. But when you choose English, of course, then you're automatically on the English one. But there are different languages available.
Yeah. So that's a great
That's the
website.
website.
Yeah, I like it because it has different sections for market challenge, for personal challenge, for empathy challenge. I like it.
Thanks a lot. Very nice. And
Yeah, what are you saying?
I just wanted to show you something at the website. There is a section where you have a lot of small movies on it, and when you choose one of the
Okay.
challenges, you always have a small explanation movie too. But when you take a look on the website, you find it automatically.
Okay, okay, okay. So that's good. Thank you for giving the opportunity for all the children of the world. So if a child wants to learn something and he has no options, which skill he must choose? Like there are many skills available on the internet and in our physical life as well. So how, I mean, you may have developed a program for that, but in a very quick way, how can you say that how can a child should choose a skill that is best for him?
In my opinion, I think we have to see the skills which you need is connected with the circumstances where you are in. When you are in circumstances where you can find a lot of possibilities and opportunities in your small village where you are living, then you need different skills in contrast when you see in my village the limitation is too strong. When you see this, I think it's very important to learn a language which is supporting you to jump out of this border. And it doesn't mean automatically today that you leave your village. With internet, you can leave your village, although you stay still in your village. It's a privilege of the internet connections today. But I think it's very important to understand this and to learn this. A couple of borders which we feel physically are no more existing in internet. You easily can participate in cultural, education, and business life in other countries, although you are not there. I think it's a very important thing to understand. When you understand this, you can think that you can offer something in another place, in arts, in education, or in business, where you see that you jump to another place where you feel that there are needs which you can fulfill. And I think that's something very important that we understand this. We need not always to emigrate from our country to another country. We can do this from our place to jump to another place. I like to bring one example. There is a small village in North Macedonia, which is a relatively poor region in Europe for Europeans. And you have one village which has a very large number of people who are doing coding and doing websites with news. They have a lot of news websites there. And it's something very unusual that in this small village, 3 or 4 persons are doing news websites, which are published in English and are publishing international news. And they have a lot of people who are working for them, and they have organized this, and they are now well known for news from there. And I think it's something what we always have to find something where you see, okay, I could offer something for a place which is far away maybe, and I can participate in this place, although I'm not there. And I'm maybe not able to go there, but I can participate by internet. And you can do this in the field of culture, you can do this in the field of art, you can do this in the field of business. There are many different fields. And honestly, I think the best thing what you can learn is to find out where are your talents and your passions, what you really, really like to do. When you find out something what you really, really like to do, then it's no more work for you. And that's the largest privilege when you are able to find out that, because then you get much more easier good in this field than someone else. And with this, you can probably jump over each border which is existing.
That's great. So people will get motivated by these kind of thoughts. So is there any age restriction for entrepreneurship, or I mean, people who have no skill, and they have crossed some specific, most of their lifespan, how they can learn something, or how, I mean, is there any restriction for them to be an entrepreneur or not?
I think it's for each age group, it's possible to develop self-efficacy and to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. When you did stay very long in a company, in an environment where you have a lot of limitations, that it was not allowed to develop your own creativity, then of course you needed time to develop this. But it's possible to do this. And I think it's important to understand each person can empower someone else, but also can take a lot of energy away from someone else. And I think it's important to learn this. Each person is possible to be creative and to develop something new. And but when you did not do this a long time, you need to learn it a bit more. It's the same when you did play tennis or any sport when you was a kid. and you didn't play it now 20 years anymore, you are starting again, and you have to develop these skills again. But you are still able with 80 to play soccer or cricket. That there is no age limit. Maybe you will not be the perfect cricket player like a person who is 25, but I think we all notice that there are sometimes people who have a bit more chances to develop this in a better way, but it's not a reason that we are not able to develop a basic mindset and the basic skills for that. I think it's possible that everyone can learn this. Everyone can learn to be an artist. Everyone can learn to be an entrepreneur.
So about your country, I mean, I think there's always be snow and cold most of the time. Is it right?
We have 4 seasons in our country. At
Yeah.
the moment, we have a wonderful season we call spring. Today we had temperature around 25 degrees. Therefore, there's no more snow at the moment. Is it right? Not really, because we have some areas where we still have snow, because we have mountains. 80% of our countries are mountains, and 20% is flat. And I'm living in the flat area. And in the flat area, we have at the moment a really beautiful spring. When you go on in the mountains on 2,000 meters or higher, maybe there is still snow. Therefore, it's not so easy to answer this question. But normally we have 4 seasons. We have a spring season, which is around 2 months, a summer season, which are 4 months, an on season, which is also 2-3 months, and a long winter with a lot of snow, in particular in the mountains. But it's also very beautiful to have snow.
Yeah.
And when you have
Because
this time of snow,
yes,
when you have this time of snow, you also appreciate much more when you have the time when all is green, when the temperature is nice.
that's good. So when you have most of the time snow, what did you do most of the time? At
Yeah, we are a funny country because in our country, the most popular sport is not soccer, it's not cricket, it's not basketball, it's skiing. That's the most popular sport in my country. And we have some very funny variation. We have ski jumping, which is also popular, and so on. That's something what we are doing. But today, the limitations of the winter seasons are no more that difficult like in the past, because today we are heating the
because
houses and so on. Therefore, it's quite nice to live in winter too.
so have you tried meditation or anything like that?
Of course, I did try meditation.
And how was your experience about that, and how often you perform that?
I think it's important that we develop mindfulness for us, for ourselves, and for the environment, for your own individual development.
That's good. That's good. So it's very good uh, to talk to you, and the person who is working for entrepreneurs, because the whole world needs more entrepreneurs. We need to solve more problems so we can grow uh, to some level, and we can make the earth a happy place to live. So thank you for coming. Any comments, any suggestion, or any advice you want to give to the audience, because this will be on the internet, and people will watch it after this live recording will be available also.
In my
Yes.
opinion, I think it's particularly important that we see everyone has a passion, has a talent, and we should find out what we really like to do. When we know this, it's the best to invest time in that, because when you are doing something what you really like to do, then you are doing something which we do not call anymore work. And when you love to write books, when you love to paint, when you love to cook, then you are on the good side, because you're doing something what you really like. And I think that's the nicest thing what you can find out, that you take a look inside yourself, like meditation, that you find out where are your talents.
Yes, that's good. Any sentence or any word you want to say about Pakistan?
Honestly, I do not know so much Pakistan that I should speak something about that. Therefore, I hope that you have a good time, although there is COVID-19, and you find ways that you can empower yourself in this time, in this difficult time. Maybe
Yes,
you can go hiking. I know that Pakistan has really beautiful mountains too. Maybe you can
yes.
do something with your brothers and sisters and your kids, because that's probably a good thing to do.
And that's good. That's good. So thank you for coming to my show. And again, we will have we will be meeting again and again, because it's good to have someone in my friend list who is working for the humanity. So again, thank you for coming to my show. Yes, do you want to say something?
No, no. I wanted just to say thanks a lot for the invitation, and thanks a lot for listening when you was up to now here in the show. Thanks a lot,
Thanks. So
and
with
have a
that
good
note,
Ramadan.
thank you, thank you. And although it's ending, and we left with 2 or 3 days, and after that it will be a celebration that is called Eid.
Sounds
Yeah.
super. When you have celebration, it's probably something really nice. And that way, enjoy your
Yes.
celebration, and hopefully we see us again. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So with that note, I sign off from the brainstorming with Burair. Until next very good and amazing personality. Bye bye.
Bye bye.